Have you ever wondered what it really takes to become one of the U.S. Army's most respected light infantry soldiers? Most people imagine intense workouts, impossible obstacle courses, and dramatic combat missions. But those are only small pieces of a much longer journey. Long before a soldier wears the Tan Beret of the 75th Ranger Regiment, there are countless hours of training, strict discipline, difficult decisions, and standards that never become easier. Every step is designed to test not only physical strength, but also judgment, teamwork, consistency, and the ability to perform under pressure. The journey doesn't begin on a battlefield. It begins with an ordinary person making an extraordinary commitment. Every Army Ranger starts as a volunteer. No one is born wearing the Ranger Scroll or the Tan Beret. Every Ranger must first earn the opportunity to stand beside those who came before them. From the first day of Army basic combat training, every lesson builds towards something greater. Simple tasks become daily habits. Small mistakes become valuable lessons. Discipline becomes part of everyday life. For some soldiers, that is where the journey ends. For others, it is only the beginning. Those who continue will face Airborne School, where they learn to exit military aircraft and land safely under a parachute. But even earning airborne wings does not make someone an Army Ranger. The real challenge still lies ahead. The Ranger Assessment and Selection Program, better known as RASP, is where volunteers are tested against demanding physical standards, mental resilience, teamwork, and character. Every candidate arrives believing they belong. Not every candidate finishes. Those who succeed earn the privilege of serving in the 75th Ranger Regiment, a unit built around readiness, professionalism, and the ability to deploy on short notice anywhere in the world. But earning a place inside the regiment is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a career where every day demands the same commitment that got them there in the first place. In this documentary, we'll follow the complete journey of how someone becomes an Army Ranger, from taking the first oath of service to joining one of the most respected light infantry units in the United States Army, following publicly available information about the training, standards, and career path that shape these soldiers. Every Army Ranger's journey begins with a decision. Before the training, before the parachutes, and long before the Tan Beret, there is a single moment when someone decides to raise their right hand and take the oath of enlistment. That oath is more than a ceremony. It marks the beginning of a commitment to serve the United States Army and to accept responsibilities that will shape every day that follows. After completing the enlistment process, new recruits leave behind the routines of civilian life and report to Army basic combat training. For many future Rangers, this first stop is Fort Jackson, South Carolina, although training locations can vary depending on the soldier's military occupation. The first few days move quickly. Civilian clothing is replaced with Army uniforms. Personal freedoms become limited. Hair is cut to Army standards. Every recruit learns that individual comfort is no longer the priority. From this point forward, everything revolves around discipline, teamwork, and following orders. The days begin before sunrise and often end long after dark. Recruits learn how to march as a unit, maintain their equipment, care for their uniforms, and keep their living areas to exact standards. Physical training becomes part of everyday life, with running, push-ups, sit-ups, strength exercises, obstacle courses, and long marches designed to build endurance and resilience. As the weeks continue, the training becomes more demanding. Soldiers are introduced to rifle marksmanship, land navigation, first aid, tactical movement, radio communication, and the fundamentals of operating as part of an infantry team. Every exercise reinforces one lesson. Success depends on discipline, preparation, and trust in the people beside you. Mistakes are expected, but excuses are not. Drill sergeants constantly evaluate how recruits respond to pressure, correct their errors, and continue moving forward. The goal is not simply to create physically fit soldiers, but to build individuals who can remain calm, think clearly, and perform their duties even when exhausted. After approximately 10 weeks of basic combat training, those who meet the required standards graduate as United States Army soldiers. For many, this is the finish line. But for the volunteer who dreams of becoming an Army Ranger, earning the Army uniform is only the first major step. The next challenge will demand even higher standards, beginning with learning to fight and land from the sky. Graduating from basic combat training is a significant achievement. But for volunteers pursuing the Ranger pathway, there is little time to celebrate. The next destination is Airborne School at Fort Benning, Georgia, now officially known as Fort Moore. Here, soldiers begin learning a skill that has been part of airborne operations for generations, safely exiting a military aircraft and reaching the ground ready to fight. The course lasts approximately 3 weeks and is divided into 3 phases. Ground Week introduces the fundamentals. Soldiers learn parachute landing techniques, aircraft exit procedures, emergency actions, and how to protect themselves during impact. The same movements are repeated over and over until they become automatic. Precision matters because hesitation or poor technique can lead to injury before the mission has even begun. Tower Week raises the standard. Training towers simulate the experience of leaving an aircraft, allowing students to build confidence while instructors carefully evaluate every movement. Every jump procedure, body position, and landing must be performed correctly. Small mistakes are corrected immediately because small mistakes in the air can become much bigger problems on the ground. Finally comes Jump Week. Each student must successfully complete a series of parachute jumps from military aircraft while carrying combat equipment. With every successful landing, confidence grows. After the final jump, qualifying soldiers earn the basic parachutist badge, often called Airborne Wings. For many soldiers, this is a career milestone. For future Rangers, it is simply another requirement completed. Soon afterward, volunteers report to the Ranger Assessment and Selection Program, better known as RASP. The atmosphere changes immediately. The instructors expect every candidate to arrive physically prepared, mentally focused, and ready to prove that they belong. Nobody is treated as special because of past achievements. Every volunteer starts with the same opportunity and the same responsibility. Before the demanding physical events even begin, candidates receive briefings on the expectations, standards, and culture of the 75th Ranger Regiment. They quickly discover that RASP is not designed to guarantee success. It exists to identify those who can consistently perform under pressure while maintaining discipline, integrity, and teamwork. Standing alongside dozens of other motivated volunteers, every candidate understands one thing: reaching RASP was difficult. Graduating from it will be something else entirely. For many volunteers, simply arriving at RASP feels like an achievement. But inside the Ranger Assessment and Selection Program, nobody is judged by what they accomplished before. Previous schools, high fitness scores, or personal confidence mean very little once the assessment begins. Every candidate starts with the same opportunity to prove that they can meet the regiment's standards. From the first days, the pace is relentless. Physical fitness events, timed runs, ruck marches, obstacle courses, and water confidence exercises push candidates beyond their comfort zones. Fatigue becomes part of the daily routine. Muscles recover overnight only to be tested again the next morning. Every event is another opportunity to demonstrate discipline, resilience, and the determination to keep moving forward. But RASP is never only about physical strength. Candidates are constantly evaluated on their attitude, professionalism, and ability to work as part of a team. During difficult tasks, instructors watch how volunteers react under pressure. They pay attention to who accepts responsibility, who supports others, and who continues performing when conditions become uncomfortable. One of the defining challenges is the ruck march. Carrying a heavy rucksack over long distances at a demanding pace requires far more than endurance. It demands preparation, mental focus, and the willingness to keep taking one more step when every part of the body wants to stop. Success is measured not by comfort, but by meeting the required standard. Throughout the course, some candidates are unable to meet the required performance standards. Others decide that the regiment is not the right path for them and voluntarily withdraw. As the days pass, the formation grows smaller. Every departure reminds those who remain that earning a place in the 75th Ranger Regiment is never guaranteed. Yet the candidates who continue begin to understand something important. The purpose of RASP is not to break people. Its purpose is to identify soldiers who consistently demonstrate the qualities expected inside the regiment: discipline, integrity, physical readiness, sound judgment, and the ability to perform as part of a professional team. After weeks of demanding evaluations, the final results are announced. Those who successfully complete the program earn the privilege of wearing the Tan Beret and the Ranger Scroll, officially joining the 75th Ranger Regiment. It is a moment they have worked toward for months. But inside the regiment, nobody considers it the finish line. It is simply the day the real responsibility begins. Graduating from RASP is one of the proudest moments in a Ranger's career. After weeks of demanding evaluations, successful candidates earn the Tan Beret and officially join the 75th Ranger Regiment. But inside the regiment, nobody expects congratulations to last very long. The standards that earned a Ranger a place in the unit must now be maintained every single day. Life inside the regiment revolves around one principle: readiness. Rangers train constantly because they must be prepared to respond whenever they are needed. Physical fitness remains a daily priority, but it is only one part of a much larger routine. Marksmanship, tactical movement, medical skills, communications, mission planning, and teamwork are practiced repeatedly. Every drill is designed to improve speed, accuracy, and coordination under pressure. Training never truly stops. Even experienced Rangers continue attending advanced courses, refining their skills, and learning from every exercise. Equipment is carefully maintained, weapons are inspected, and every mission is planned in detail before anyone steps into the field. Preparation is treated as seriously as execution because small mistakes during planning can have much greater consequences later. The regiment also places enormous value on teamwork. Every Ranger depends on the soldiers standing beside them. Trust is built through shared training, long hours, and consistently meeting high standards. Individual performance matters, but success is always measured by how well the entire team works together. Reliability, accountability, and professionalism are expected from everyone, regardless of rank. When the regiment is assigned a mission, preparation moves quickly. Teams receive intelligence, study maps and satellite imagery, review objectives, inspect equipment, and rehearse their responsibilities. Every member understands their role before the operation begins. The goal is to reduce uncertainty through planning while remaining ready to adapt if conditions change. Whether in training or during operational deployments, the expectation remains the same: stay disciplined, stay prepared, and never stop improving. For a Ranger, earning the Tan Beret was not the destination. It was the beginning of a career built on constant learning, continuous training, and the responsibility of serving alongside some of the Army's most highly trained soldiers. Yet, even within the regiment, there was another challenge that many Rangers choose to pursue, one that is respected across the entire Army and tests leadership under some of the most demanding conditions imaginable. It is called Ranger School. After serving in the 75th Ranger Regiment, many Rangers choose to pursue another respected milestone in their military career: Ranger School. Although the names sound similar, Ranger School and the 75th Ranger Regiment are not the same. The regiment is an operational special operations unit where Rangers serve as part of their daily military career. Ranger School, on the other hand, is a leadership course open to qualified soldiers from across the U.S. Army and, in some cases, other military branches. Completing one does not automatically guarantee the other. The course lasts approximately 61 days and is widely recognized as one of the Army's most demanding leadership schools. Rather than focusing on physical strength alone, Ranger School places heavy emphasis on leading small teams while operating under limited sleep, difficult terrain, changing weather conditions, and continuous physical and mental fatigue. Students are expected to make sound decisions, communicate clearly, and accomplish their missions despite exhaustion. Throughout the course, leadership responsibilities rotate between students. Each participant is evaluated not only on personal performance, but also on their ability to guide others, solve problems, and maintain discipline under pressure. Every decision matters, because effective leadership is measured by actions rather than words. Those who successfully complete the course earn the Ranger Tab, a symbol of leadership and perseverance recognized throughout the Army. For Rangers serving in the 75th Ranger Regiment, earning the tab represents another professional achievement, but it does not change the regiment's expectations. High standards remain the same, and every Ranger is expected to continue improving regardless of previous accomplishments. As the years pass, experience brings new responsibilities. A young Ranger who once focused on mastering individual skills may later become a team leader, responsible for guiding junior soldiers. With additional experience, promotions can lead to positions such as squad leader, platoon sergeant, first sergeant, and other leadership roles, where planning, mentoring, and decision-making become just as important as tactical ability. The mission gradually changes. Instead of proving themselves, experienced Rangers begin developing the next generation. Lessons learned through years of training, deployments, and leadership are passed to younger soldiers, ensuring that the regiment's professional standards continue long after one individual's career has ended. For every Ranger, promotions are more than new rank insignia. They represent greater responsibility for the mission, for the team, and for the people who trust their leadership when it matters most when it counts. From the outside, becoming an Army Ranger is often measured by the visible achievements: the Tan Beret, the Ranger Scroll, the parachute wings, or the Ranger Tab. But those symbols tell only a small part of the story. The real transformation happens long before any badge is earned. It happens during the early mornings when nobody is watching, during the endless repetitions that build discipline, during the difficult decisions made under pressure, and during the commitment to keep moving forward when quitting would be the easier choice. The journey from a civilian volunteer to a member of the 75th Ranger Regiment is measured not only by physical ability, but by consistency, professionalism, teamwork, and leadership. Every stage builds upon the last, creating soldiers who are expected to maintain high standards every day, not just during training, but throughout their careers. For some, the journey lasts only a few years. For others, it becomes a lifetime of service, leadership, and mentoring the next generation of Rangers. No matter how long the career lasts, every Ranger begins exactly the same way, with a decision to volunteer and the willingness to earn every opportunity that follows. The path is demanding, the standards are high, and success is never guaranteed. But for those who meet the challenge, becoming an Army Ranger represents far more than completing a training course. It represents years of dedication, continuous learning, and a commitment to serving with professionalism alongside one of the United States Army's most respected light infantry units. And it all began with a single decision: to take the first step.